I didn't even put hearing protection in. Squish. This is take 595, I believe, and so I'm just gonna get straight into the introduction. I am a huge supporter of being able to defend your family, yourself, and your home. And in that vein, I think everybody should legally own and know how to operate very well a firearm. But in that stream, I actually had kind of a problem, a question that I couldn't get out of my head just a few days ago. What I seem to be experiencing is when you're out there looking for what kind of firearm you should get, if money is not a problem, then the sky is the limit. There's a ton of content out there here on the YouTube. There's also a ton of options, and you can get CZs, Kimbers. There's just really posh companies like Wilson Combat and TTI. They make some pretty incredible stuff. And I noticed that a ton of gun content out there was reviewing that. It was reviewing these really expensive guns, but that didn't help me, especially when I was first getting into this, because what I have is not a champagne budget, not even in the little. I wanted to come up with 4 criteria and test a hypothesis to see whether or not I could make something work. So 4 criteria. 1, I wanted it to be a handgun because I think everybody should legally know how to use a handgun. 2, I wanted it to be chambered in 9mm. Why? It's the most common caliber out there, and the self-defense rounds and everything, they're everywhere. 3, I wanted the MSRP to be around $250. 4, I wanted it to have at least 10 rounds in the magazine. So I went on a hunt to meet my 4 criteria. I found a Ruger that it was a close runner-up for sure. And then there was actually, through Palmetto State Armory's emails that they send out, there was a couple of options that were pretty good, but the problem was that they were on sale. So there was a Rock Island Armory, and then I can't remember the other one, but I'll put the screenshot here, but those 2 were definitely runners-up. The problem was they were on sale. I wanted to see if somebody, regular Joe Schmo like me back in the day, could go out and purchase something at their local gun store and have it quickly and have it not waiting for a sale, basically, because you never know when sales are gonna come up. What I ended up settling on was a Taurus G3C. It is a striker fire polymer pistol. It is very, very similar to a Glock clone. I don't know if officially it is a Glock Gen 3 clone or whatever, but it is a 3.2-inch barrel, pretty solid. It has the slide safety, the manual safety. Then it also has the trigger safety. It is chambered in 9mm, of course. 12 round magazine capacity, comes with 2 mags out of the box. And trying to stick under that 250 or around that 250 price point, I did not get the optics ready. It has slide serrations on both front and rear. And it seems to be a pretty good gun. I tested it, obviously I've cleaned it and everything. One thing I can say is taking off the slide and putting it back on, it is not as smooth as operation as my Glock 43X or my beautiful bride's Glock 42 for sure. They are twice the cost and more than twice the cost, about twice the cost and a little bit more, but about twice the cost, and you can definitely tell. For me, one of the biggest things when I'm looking at something like this is reliability. I want to take this today and go test it. I purchased 1,000 rounds. I am going to go see if this Taurus G3C is worth spending about $250 on. It's gonna be so sick. I don't know if it's gonna make it. We'll see. Maybe thinking to yourself, why not do the cool thing of unloading each box into the ammo can and having 1,000 rounds in this box? It would be super sick, or in this can, it would be sick. But I actually want to track for failures and all that to really give this a true torture test. I want to track, and since they're in 50 round boxes already, I don't have to count, because who wants to count? Here. And I've got a helper today. It's gonna be sick. Initial thoughts when loading up the magazine, the 12 indicator, you can barely see it in there, but I put 12 in and I don't know, just seems tight even with 12. It might not even load, we'll see. I am super excited. Let's see how the first mag does through this Taurus G3 sizzle. I didn't even put hearing protection in. I was so excited. I'm gonna put hearing protection in. I have repented of my mistakes. Zero failures.
Horrible shot.
That's all good. We got plenty of time to practice. Initial thoughts. I think it shoots pretty decent. Obviously, I'm not the best shot in the world, but I hit it a couple of times. Even Rip hit it a few times. It shot fairly decent. The magazine fed really well. I was worried because of how tight that 12th round was, but it fed pretty decent. Safety worked when it needed to. The trigger feels fine, and let's just keep going. Oh, Rip pointed out as well, and I'm going to second it. This little indentation right there it's perfect. I love that feeling. This guy right here, it's on both sides. For you lefties, southpaws out there. Monkey's actually a southpaw, but feels good. I like it. It's good. I can say, and my left thumb can say that she's getting hot, but functioning pretty well. This is the first 100 rounds. It's shooting pretty good. I'm obviously missing some. We're both obviously missing a little bit, but it's shooting pretty decent. And we have had 0 failures so far, none.
Minus me not knowing how far the trigger needs to pull.
Oh, okay. You didn't. It didn't misfire though. It just ejected alive, right?
No, I ejected the live.
Right. But it didn't misfire. Okay, sick. 0 failures. Sick. I'm actually impressed so far.
There's one.
You got a racket. All right, that was round, just over 100. I'll have to write it down. I brought a diary with me so that I could do just that. But just over around 100, and we've had our first failure. You can see firing pin did make connection. It did not go off. So let's see if we can get it to fire this time. I don't know what happened, but we do know. Post around 100, we had just a failure. Didn't even stovepipe or anything, just failed. Lame. This test is to see if you can trust your life to the Taurus, whatever you want to pronounce it, G3C, there we go. And if you're gonna have failures at 117 rounds or whatever, trust is earned for sure. And that's not a way you earn trust with friends. Not even in the least. Rip tells me I'm doing 24 as fast as I can go. Let's see it. Let's go to the ground. Load it up right nice. One thing Rip just pointed out, and sucker bear, that was hot, that we both just noticed, it's shooting different. So we're about 200 rounds in, And I'm not just blaming it because I'm a horrible aim, but I swear it's not shooting the same as it was when we first started. Jeez. I've actually seen some torture tests of a ton of different guns. One thing I have noticed that they will sometimes use different rounds because the gun doesn't like certain ammo. But for the commoner out there, you're not going to be able to go buy a ton of different type of ammunition. This torture test was trying to do it on the affordable. Remember, my bullet point number 3 was trying to do this for the common person, under 250 bucks MSRP. I spent more than that in ammo. I spent like 260. But I wanted to see if you could just get a gun, go out to the range, get 1,000 rounds in it, and then trust it after. And that's what we're trying to test. So I just chucked it in the dirt. We'll see how she does. It fired. I hit the target. You just didn't hear it. Here with another update. We are 300 rounds in. A couple of things Rip and I are both noticing is the gun itself, it's shooting. I mean, the squishy trigger is awful anyway, but it's throwing rounds just everywhere at this point. It's not shooting super accurately, and the rack is getting a bit squishy. I don't know if it's breaking in or breaking. It's really hard to tell at this point. I mean, it's never been a super crisp rack, but I don't know if that spring is just wearing out or wearing in. It's hard to tell.
Close counts for horseshoes, hand grenades, and a Taurus.
Close counts for horseshoes, hand grenades, and a Taurus. I like that. Oh, it is. I hit that slide release, and dude, it almost gave up. It just said, 350 rounds in, and one thing we're both noticing, the slide release, although the button is functioning fine, it is no longer ejecting the magazine. It is letting gravity do its work, but there is no ejection, no pushing, no spring against it whatsoever. I don't know if it's because it's dirty I'll keep it family friendly. If it's just dirty in here, ow, suck a bear. Yeah, I mean, it's dirty, but it's not that dirty. It's not that dirty down there, so I don't know. Not loving that. Not loving that. A little bit better without any rounds in it, but not much. Gonna go on a field trip up the mountain because there's some other targets up here we want to shoot at. So come along.
I still suck at it though.
Jeez. Oh!
There's two.
368 and, no, 378. 378. We had another failure. Again, firing pin hit. So, do you want to do the honors, Rip? Feed that directly in. Open the slide. Come on camera. Come on camera. Open the slide. Drop it in. Slide release. Fire.
I missed it.
So that's 2 before 500. Last time I was up here, I was sighting in a hunting rifle, and the 200-yard target is a little ways up there, about 150 yards up the way. and I shot the second time, totally missed because I needed to bore sight that gun, but hiked my merry little happy face up there. I turned around and cows had knocked over my shooting table. My gun was on the ground, not chambered, which was good, but my gun was on the ground. They were licking the Jeep, which is barbaric anyway. I had to sprint from clear up there, and I'm an asthmatic, so I felt like a 55-year-old. Nope, not even gonna say it. I felt old, how about that? But I got all the way down here and I had to shoo them all away. I was very sad that they were being such jerks. Now the Jeep is super gross, lame. 378.
Miss. Oh.
500 and a little bit more I missed when we flipped over to the box of 5 to 550, but 500 rounds, and my initial thoughts are it's shooting all right. I think the bullets are hitting everywhere. I don't think it's super duper accurate. It could be because it's hella dirty, but I don't know, it's soft. I don't love the trigger. It seems like it's ejecting the mags half-heartedly. It may survive the 1,000, but I don't think it's gonna be happy about it.
That's why I've missed all 12. I hit one. Jeez.
Gross. Did I not rack it? Oh, I did.
Ooh.
Now, what is a torture test without a little bit of water? One thing, did it twice, of course, and the first time functioned just fine. The second time had a misfire. I actually thought I forgot to rack it just because, I don't know, I was excited to try it out, but it truly did. It hit the firing pin just like on round 378 and 117, I think is what we're at. So that's 3 failures, but it fired the rest of them. So that's 23 rounds total with water. I don't know, the gun seems cleaner now, and on a positive note, my super good Boy Scout knot didn't untie, so I didn't lose the gun in the drink. We did lose the round, the one that failed, otherwise I'd show you. We did lose that to Davy Jones. It belongs to him now. Part of the crew, part of the ship. Cattle. Hey! Come on, cattle. Eat off. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, chubby face.
Oh, I'm wet.
So we took a little break for lunch, let the barrel cool down just a little bit. There's still quite a bit of moss in here from testing it in the water, but Rip just put 12 rounds through it. She seemed all right. Let's keep going.
I'm like mossy and gross after.
Oh yeah, super disgusting.
I caught most of the goop.
We're on round, technically speaking, 300 past when Rip's thumbs started hurting, and we had another of the exact same type of failure, which we're in the 600 something. I don't know which one. I should be more scientific. Hold on. I am super bad at math. Apparently we're on round like 746. Failure. Firing pin hit, same as up here. Not the same as the marsh, because the marsh was the marsh. It is shooting so low. I aim at the one above and it hits the one below. Yeah. Like, I've even, and that's even me aiming up. This gun shoots that's bad.
It's consistent. I feel like it's more consistent in its bad now, though.
I feel like it is consistent in its bad, but the only thing I'm worried about is it gradually getting worse? Aiming is optional.
Oh, thought it was about to.
We are nearing the 1,000 round mark. Just a couple hundred rounds to go. So far, my thought is, I don't know. It's getting real soft. You know, I know there's a break-in period on all guns, but I feel like this guy is getting worn out clutch soft, and I don't know if I think that's a good thing. And I can truly say I detest this trigger. It's too worn out clutch, too waterbed soft. What do you think, Rip?
If there's one thing to invest in, is whoever makes the spring for these magazines.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is not loosened up.
No,
All day.
not a bit. No, nearly 500 rounds per mag, and it's not giving an inch.
Ooh, first time feeling the divot on the other side.
It's nice, right?
It feels so, even the left hand likes it.
Even the left hand likes it.
What are they? Don't kill me. Ah! She's so tired. Ow. Oh, I don't know how to hold it.
Got it.
Okay, I hit one. That's success. Oh. I got the same one. Ow. 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 Oh, the first one. Was that? That's
Just south of 900 rounds, and I fired. That thing hit yards, 3 yards at a minimum away. It doesn't have that far to go. I don't know what happened. I mean, maybe it's just that it's super dirty and fired, but I'm talking, it was so far away.
I shot all 5 on the tower and I missed. I went in a little like dancey circle.
I like it. Round 900-ish. Fairly impressed with the reliability overall. I'll definitely do a posthumous review here in just a second, but I don't like the gun. I can say that, but I'm impressed with that it hasn't failed me yet. though I kind of wanted to just because I think that would be fun. The true test, little brother, of a gun is whether or not you can man on fire. Yes, I can. Yes, that is 1,000 degrees. Ow, that burned the middle of my finger. I'm gonna pretend like it didn't. I'm cool. Nice. Dude. I had to pull one out of the box, but this, my dear friends, is round 1,000. Oh. We're going to talk about this gun in just a second. I personally have an EDC of a Glock 43X. I have shot way more rounds through this than we just did through the Taurus. I love it. It's a great shooting gun. Really, really narrow, really, really nimble, reliable as heck. My little brother Rip just picked himself up for home defense a Stoeger STR-9. Wonderful gun. We picked up 2 the same day. Price point was actually a little bit more than I was aiming for this video, but I love how that Stoeger shoots. What do you think?
I'm super comfortable.
So we're gonna put a couple rounds through it just because you can't go to the range without shooting your home defense gun or your EDC. So we'll put those rounds through it. We'll talk about the Taurus. The goal with purchasing the Taurus G3C was to see if I could find a handgun chambered in 9mm under 250 bucks ish that had a 10 round capacity in the magazine. We found it in the Taurus. It out-competed as far as some of the specs go, the Ruger, etc. But brought it up, shot 1,000 rounds through it. We only had 4 failures. Of those 4 failures, 3 of them we were able to re-chamber and fire again, and they all fired. The only one that did not get reshot was the one that went to Davy Jones' locker because I was not going to go through the mire to find it. But out of 1,000 rounds, 999 of them actually fired, some of them twice. And I don't like how the gun is inaccurate. I'm convinced that the gun is throwing bullets all which ways. I hate the trigger, but if you were looking for a gun around the $250 mark, I think it's not a bad buy. I really do. I'm impressed with the reliability. I didn't think it would be this reliable. What do you think?
Trigger is awful. The more you shoot, the sloppier everything seems to get.
Everything got.
Everything got. It's like the worn out clutch of a 97 Corolla.
Oh!
Getting specific.
It sounds like a personal thing.
A little bit. But yeah, again, it shoots bullets, but down the range, that's about as accurate as it's going to get.
That's fair. So if you're 250 bucks, maybe buy it. Maybe save up a little bit more and go with something like a Stoeger or something that's just a little bit more, or find something on sale. All in all, it shot 1,000 rounds. I'm not super impressed.
Yeah, not impressed. I wouldn't get it. I only own one gun myself, and I'm glad it's not this gun.
That's fair. Totally.